Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Today is Memorial Day in the United States, where the lives of men and women who fought to protect the American ideals and in fighting so gave up their life. They are being they're being memorialized, they're being remembered. I remember going to the National Museum of US Air Force in Dayton, Ohio 2 days ago, where there was a documentary of one of the pilots who took part in Operation Red Flag. And he was talking that how his grandfather, who was also a fighter pilot, he used to talk about that not only does he have amazing memories of fighting with the camaraderies of people he fought with, but he also commended and respected warriors on the other sides. We don't see this sort of a discussion in America today, where it has always all has become us versus them. But I want to take this opportunity to talk about how do we memorialize Sikhs, men and women, who fought to protect the ideals of Sikhi. Yes, there are commemorations happening for the World War I everywhere. And yes, there are Sikhs who fought on behalf of Indians or fought on behalf of British, Americans in Canada, and all over the world. And we have various memorializations for them now, which is great. But what about from a Sikh perspective, those who fought not under the crown, not under the subservience of other governments, rather they followed the command of Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj. They followed the ideals of Guru Nanak through Guru Gobind Singh. The ones who fought the first battle of Amritsar under the command of Guru Hargobind Sahib, and yet the last battle of Amritsar under the command of Baba Jarnail Singh Pindranwale. Where do we memorialize them? They live in our psyche. They live in our ardas. But when it comes to physical memorials, when it comes to talking about the narratives of those who laid down lives to protect the Miri Piri ideals, the flags which the Sikh Panth salute, 27 million of us need to think about how to memorialize them. In Guru Granth Sahib it says, Sura so pehchaniye jo lade deend ke het. We do not, our history in 550 years is, we do not salute to earthly authorities. Yes, we live in different countries, some in America, some in Canada, and in England, and in India, and in Pakistan, and all over the world. And living in those countries, while we are becoming part of the Australian mainstream and the Canadian mainstream and the American mainstream, we must think about the Sikh narrative of how do we salute the Sikhs who fought under the command of Banda Singh Bahadur? How do we commemorate Mai Pago in a proper way? How do we commemorate those Sikhs? We remember Pai Kanhaiya, but not the ones who fought on behalf of Guru Gobind Singh and laid down their lives, including the non-Sikhs like the Pir Buddhu Shahs of the world. We have to really think about how do we create proper memorials, just like there's a memorial for Saragadi. There's now a memorial of Sikh Remembrance Day for Sikhs in Canada and World War I's and II's. Those are great. But where is our narrative of the Babbar Akalis, the ones who fought not based on that to protect particular ideologies or particular religions, but to really free people of India and people of Punjab? What about the Americans like Kartar Singh Sarabha, those who went down from America to free people of South Asia? What about those individuals? What about the Bibi Lavleen Kaurs and Balbir Kaurs of the world when they went to free the Gurdwaras of the world? I went to Gravesend in England, and there was a memorial from 1984 there. There are other memorials being talked about. As a Sikh, being a representative of 27 million worldwide, we must think about how to memorialize our own people who fought not for earthly authorities, as Ratan Singh Pangu would say, but they fought to protect the ideals of Sikhi. And those ideals demand each one of us to not only remember us in them in Ardas, but also create some physical memorials, the plays, the arts, the songs, which remind us that the heritage we belong to started from Guru Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj, and it was passed on to the Khalsa Panth. And whether somebody worked under Ranjit Singh, whether they worked under the Indian government, or whether they now work for American government, or whichever government and citizenships you might have, remember our allegiances to the Guru. We must have memories of those. Because in Ardas we say, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਲਈ, those who protected the complex of Golden Temple, Harimandir Sahib Akal Takht, they did it with vigor, they did it with courage. We need to be able to tell their narratives without fear, with courage, and with incredible vigor, as if it was a battle of Chamkaur. We must tell their stories, because in Ardas we say, Jugo Jugo Tal Changre Bunge. Chande Bunge means the flags and the watchtowers, and Jugo Jugo Tal is, may they eternally remain. In order for them to remain, you and I, even after 30 years of 1984, must figure out how to memorialize men and women who protected the sanctity of Darbar Sahib, just like Baba Gurbaksh Singh Shaheed did when Abdali was attacking, whether it is the Lakhpat Rais and Jak Rais of the world, or whether it's the Mir Mannus of the world, whether it's the Mughals of the world, or whether it is K.S. Barars or Vaidyas of the world. People who fought to defend Sikh ideals with everything they got and died fighting, defending those. It is our chance to give voice to them, make sure our children know about them, make sure the world knows about them. That is our history, that is our heritage, and we remember in Ardas. This Memorial Day, while we celebrate and commemorate and salute the people, the countrymen in America or otherwise, let us also salute the Sikhs, men and women who have protected the ideals of Sikhi. Happy Memorial Day. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ